Megatron is one of the most iconic villains of all time, right up there with Z-Bat and the Verminator.
Reptile.
And the G1 version of this character is just forever going to be ingrained into my skull, because as an 8-year-old child, I watched him blow away Optimus Prime. I've never recovered. So why has Megatron had such a tough go of it toy-wise? Since 1984, we've only had a few decent G1 Megatron figures. Like, there was Combiner Wars, it was okay. Titans Return, that thing's kind of ugly. Masterpiece? Okay, Masterpiece is pretty cool. And the Classics one, I kind of like that one. It turns into a Nerf gun. Oh wait, I'm forgetting one, aren't I? The one this video is about. Voyager, War for Cybertron Siege Megatron was released in 2019, and for the past 5 years has been our only Megatron figure. That's lunacy. Like, seriously, let's take a look at how many recolors and retools this mold has had. We've got Netflix Megs, who's just got some new scars and came with some hostages. Okay. Premium Finish, who is Megs, but even more torn to shreds. Classic Animation, shiny. Combat Megatron, who is based off an unreleased G2 deco. You know, there is such a thing as too niche. Shattered Glass, okay, that's pretty cool. Another release of the Netflix one with new accessories. Minor Megatron, who is the only other version of this mold I own. And the Gladiator version from Legacy United. And we've also got the Earthrise retool, who had 2 recolors with Premium Finish in G2. Whew, okay. That's a lot of tyranny. Has this 5-year-old mold warranted all these retools, redecos, and whatever? Let's take a look. So Siege Megs was released in the era of battle damage, which was Siege's trademark. This was really controversial. Some people went absolutely apeshit and hated it, and other people were just indifferent. I was the latter. As the line went on, a lot of the battle damage kind of just withered away off of most of the figures. They kind of stopped doing it by the end. But a lot of these earlier ones were just caked in crud. I mean, case in point, Megatron, he looks like he's been crawling through the mud. But I don't think it looks terrible, and if you really hated it, I'm pretty sure you could, like, oil him up in alcohol and rub it off or something. I don't know. Alcohol's for humans, not for Transformers. With or without battle damage, I think aesthetically, Megatron is really good. The proportions here are flawless, and I love the colors here too. It's a great shade of gray and has these nice details like the red accents and the cartoon-accurate abdomen details. The paint on these is a little off-center, but you really have to be looking to notice it. He looks good from most angles too. His wrists are hollow, and his legs have a little hole in them, but not a big deal. I love this head sculpt too, and wait, has Megatron always had eyebrows? Huh. Learn something new every day. I don't love how his hands look like they have knuckle dusters strapped to them, but whatever. And no, Megatron won't be complete without his fusion cannon. It's alright. Looks a little chody for my liking, though. This thing can tap into any one of the many 5mm ports all over Megs' body. Siege loved making their figures into Swiss cheese. Also, if you're a G1 purist, God help you, you may notice that Megatron's little bat cannon thing has been replaced with tank treads, and that's because he turns into a tank now and not a gun. And if you think that the gun mode is ever coming back to a mainline figure, you're huffing the best copium known to man. He's a tank now and forever. We just gotta deal with it, okay? I like Tank Megatron. But if you want that bat cannon look, Siege and Legacy Soundwave came with this little blaster thing that's clearly not for them. It's meant to tap in here to recreate a more G1 looking appearance. It looks kind of pitiful though, doesn't it? Megatron's articulation is basic and these joints have held up pretty well. They're all pretty tight and he's really solid, but one of his wrists has gone completely limp. His right wrist. I really gotta restrict this guy's internet access. Mine also has this issue where his one ankle won't tab back in unless I take the whole foot off. No idea if this is just a QC issue with mine or if it's a widespread thing. Let me know down there. That's the comments. We've also got one more accessory here, this huge sword. It's cool. This thing can also open up to form the HPR telescopic laser strike launcher, and if you're feeling really tyrannical, you can combine it with the fusion cannon to form an NFM particle beam mega launcher. This is just verbal slop. Scale. Here he is next to Siege Deluxe Sideswipe, Voyager Springer, Leader Ultra Magnus, and my DVD copy of Dragon Ball Super Broly. I got these socks for Christmas. I don't know if you can see them. They've got Broly on them. Hold on. Can you see them now, maybe? They've got Broly on them. Who would win in a fight? Broly with a really big stick or 10, 100,000 Megatrons? So Megatron's robot mode is pretty good. It's got some issues, but I think the pros outweigh the cons here. So how's the alt mode? here we have the tank mode. It's okay. Transformation is nice and simple with some light parts forming. The design is decent. It's your basic H-Tank. Armada did it better. Don't love the exposed feet here, but what are you gonna do? Also, these little shoulders are a bit loose, annoying. I do like the detail on the flip side of the cannon here, though. That's cool. The tank can roll, or at least it's supposed to, and the turret can swivel. I don't mind this tank mode, but Megatron has seen better. Now, before I give my final thoughts on Siege Megs, I want to take a look at the retool of his I own. Legacy Evolution Minor Megatron. Now, full transparency, the only reason I even own this figure is just because I wanted Senator Ratbat. He's Ratbat, but he's formal. He's all hoity-toity now. And these guys came in a 2-pack together. But now I've got this guy, and he's a pretty extensive retool of Siege. He's got new shoulders, a new chest, and a new head. And it all looks to be very inspired by the Megatron Origin comic. Remember the comic where Megatron had robot hair? I like these stripes, and the new head sculpt looks great. I really like this deep gray here, too. It looks awesome. Now, if mold degradation is a real thing, this guy is starting to feel the effects. His knees are significantly looser than Siege's and just do not feel great. His foot also has the same locking issue as Siege, so maybe that wasn't just a me thing. He does have some pretty cool accessories though. Megs to swap his fusion cannon out for a drill. It's so quaint, it can even spin. And this really cool netherite pickaxe. I was really into Minecraft a few months ago, and I was trying to get all the achievements in the game, and I had to do this one where you had to get all these like smithing templates or something. And like there was one that I had to get from a nether fortress, but it was like super duper rare and it was hard to find. It was like the last one I needed. I spent like 6 hours looking for it, and then I eventually found it, and when I found it, I was wearing all my netherite gear. I had full like enchanted netherite. It was awesome. And I had an elytra, and as soon as I found it, I fell into a pit of lava and got incinerated, and I just completely crashed out, went ballistic. Haven't played the game since then. Now I just play Fortnite, and the other day I bought the Future Trunks and Skibbity Back Bling in it. Do I need to be reconsidering my life? What was I talking about? Oh, right, Megatron. He turns into a drill type machine, not too shabby. I like this huge drill. It makes me feel funny. So yeah, Minor Megatron, pretty decent retool. Other than the legs, I like him a lot. All right, let's wrap this up. Siege Megatron, a pretty good figure. I think he's the best G1 Megatron on the market right now, and that's only because the competition is this. But I think he's a fun figure. And if he hadn't been recolored and retooled 100,000 times, I'd probably have even nicer feelings toward him. Like, it's actually starting to annoy me at this point. I really like that United Orion Pax figure. That looks so sick. But if I want him, I have to dish out double the cash he's worth because they packed him with another retool of Megatron, which I don't want. I'm just biding my time until Studio Series 86 comes out. And that thing better be good, or else I'm gonna have a crash out of Minecraft proportions. I'm out of here. Play the clip of that guy trying to say Megatron, but then his mic glitches out.
There you at, pepperonis!
Shut up, Megatron.